Week 1 predictions, here we go! Welcome back to the webcast, All Sports One Web. Week 1 is up and coming. The first game of the season is in the books. We start off 0-1 here at the webcast as the Lions go into Arrowhead and pick up the win. What a performance. Yes, no Chris Jones. Yes, no Travis Kelce. We knew that going in. We still thought it was going to be too much, and maybe it would have been if Kadarius Toney could have caught at least 2 passes yesterday.
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4, and even an assist for a pick six that really kind of helped turn the game there in the second half. Absolutely incredible. You believing in the Lions?
Good performance yesterday. I think the Chiefs lost that game more than the Lions won it, but there's definitely some things to look forward to for the Lions. They got some really solid players.
Yeah, it was great to see Jahmyr Gibbs get out there and
start
he
to get great.
integrated.
He needs more touches.
They're gonna have a field day with different things that they can do with him, and it's gonna be great to see. What a great win. Top of the NFL, at least until Sunday, where the rest of these games will take place. We are making our week 1 picks here on ESPN Pick'em. We will make our picks every single week throughout the entire season. So go ahead and make your account and pick along with us as we try to increase this rank from 79,000 and go for top spot at ESPN. And so we will kick off here with one of the worst divisions in football, kicking off with a divisional matchup here as Bryce Young will get the start in Atlanta to take on Bijan Robinson and the Falcons. A decent even split here on ESPN, 41% going with the Panthers, 59% with the Falcons. Who do you got in this one?
This is one of the closer games of the weekend. I think it'll be interesting from that perspective. I don't know if the game will be that high scoring, but I think it'll be a close game. I'm leaning with the home team. I think Bijan Robinson's going to be awesome. I think the Falcons take it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great to see how all those young pieces start off the season. But I think Bryce Young first game in the NFL going away to start the season. I think it's just going to be too big of a stage for him to keep it all the way through. And the Falcons definitely have better weapons. So I got the Falcons in that one as well. The Browns undefeated in Cleveland against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. It's 2017. Do they keep it up? Deshaun Watson gets his full preseason. Joe Burrow came back from that calf strain that he picked up in the beginning of training camp. He came back, practiced the last couple of days. Is he going to be able to reverse the trend?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, I'm sure, is happy for this year to start. You can forget about the last couple of years and hopefully just focus on football now. I think Joe Burrow is coming back with even more vengeance. So he's one of the most competitive guys I've ever seen in the league. And I think he's going to look at last season and really think it was a failure and not the direction he wants the team to go. I think this game is projected to be kind of a close one. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Bengals stomp the Browns.
ESPN agrees with you on that one. 87% picking the Bengals. Joe Burrow's first win in Cleveland. He mentioned there's 3 Super Bowls this year against the Eagles, against the Chiefs, and then again against the Eagles. Chiefs twice, the Eagles once in the Super Bowl. He wants to go all the way. This one, however, he's never been able to win, and he doesn't think that much of it. Orlando Brown coming over gives them more protection. I agree. We both are in on the Bengals to go into Cleveland and pick up the win. Can Jacksonville go into Indianapolis? It was just an absolute mess. Taking on Anthony Richardson, though, his first start with the Colts. No Jonathan Taylor in that one, though, on the PUP list. The mess of the offseason that was the Colts. Any chance here? The Colts?
I'm on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon.
Yeah.
Calvin really coming. Colts are in rebuild mode.
Yep.
Not there yet.
Well, Baker Mayfield's trying to rebuild his entire career here. Now he gets the start at Tampa Bay after his bounces around since leaving Cleveland. He will take on Minnesota. In Minnesota, they have gotten Addison from the draft, one of the best rookie wide receivers here to pair with Justin Jefferson, which we all know how he is. No more Dalvin Cook, though. Madison's going to be taking the show there from the backfield. Any chance Baker pulls off a miracle like he usually does in his first game of this, the Thursday night game against the Jets, to unlock the beer fridge in Cleveland? The great performance for the Rams off the plane in front of the Rams.
That was a cool story, and honestly, I was happy for Baker for that win. But it was fun for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a couple of years. They had a couple nice years with Brady. I see them trending back to what we've grown up knowing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as, and that's not a very good football team. I think the Vikings take this, and I think it's not close again. Justin Jefferson's going to go off against this secondary.
Yeah, I think not even close. Not even close. We're not even going to discuss it any further than that. But this one, however, Tennessee, I think this is the matchup of the teams that no one is talking about for me, and I don't understand why not. DeAndre Hopkins goes to Tennessee. It was a terrible, I don't know why the Cardinals just let him go. Didn't even attempt to try and sign and trade or anything like that. Just let him go. Tennessee pick him up. They're paying him roughly around like $13 million a year. Obviously, they let AJ Brown go to the Eagles, but Ryan Tannehill is still the quarterback. That combination with Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and AJ Brown was great for Tennessee for a couple years there. They made some noise in the playoffs when they had that combination. I think DeAndre Hopkins is a great fit. He's going to play a lot of the offensive snaps. I love Tennessee to kind of regain it. Remember, they lost 5 games the end of the season to hand Jacksonville the division title there. They're going to be right in the mix for me. I don't know why everyone is so down on Tennessee. The Saints as well. Derek Carr moving over there. One of the best pickups, I think. They're going from Jameis Winston and Tyson Hill basically to Derek Carr, who can utilize Chris Olave on one side, Michael Thomas on the other side. Alvin Kamara is going to come back after 3 games, but he's out for this one. Who do you got in the Big Easy?
Like you said, this is going to be a good game. Not enough people are talking about this matchup. I love Derek Carr getting another chance with the Saints. Last year was a weird year for him. I still think he's got some great talent. I think it's too soon to give him the W over the Titans in game 1. I think he will learn the offense rather quickly and pick it up in a few weeks once he's in real NFL games. I'm giving it to the Titans, though. Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and now DeAndre Hopkins. I think they know what their game plan is more offensively, and I think the Saints, like I said, will struggle a little bit.
I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that, especially Alvin Kamara to kind of lessen the pass game. You know what they're going to come out and do. They're going to try and sling it around. Chris Olave in his second season, great performances last year. Can Michael Thomas come back healthy? A lot of question marks there. What form is he going to be in? I can see the lean on the Titans. So originally I was going with the Saints, but you know what? I think you have convinced me. Let's go into the Big Easy and get the win for Ryan Tannehill there. And this beautiful game in Pittsburgh, 79% got the San Francisco 49ers, but me and 21% of ESPN got the upset of the week, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, ESPN only has this as a 2-point margin favoring San Francisco going into it. So definitely one of the closer games in the whole slate this week. So whether it's an upset or not, I'll let you decide. But for me, it is a no doubt win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not saying they're going to run away with this. I think this is a great defensive matchup. Nick Bosa signed that amazing contract. It was a little bit too late. He hasn't been really in the building that much this offseason. So we'll see. I mean, he's still Nick Bosa, but we'll see how he goes. TJ Watt got paid. He has been in training camp, had a lot of health issues last year. The Steelers, I know there's some people who are way high on them. Some people are way low on them. It's kind of a weird team. They outperformed last year. Mike Tomlin has never had below a 500 season. TJ Watt missed most of the year. They still finished with 9 wins. Now they got one of the easiest schedules. This is the hardest game at home. I think they will take it. I just think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think Pittsburgh get the win in the end.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more. Brock Purdy hasn't lost an NFL game when he's been healthy. That Eagles game was one of the saddest playoff games I've ever watched. They only lost that game because they literally didn't have a quarterback. the 49ers are the most well-rounded team in all of football, and Brock Purdy, I think, is the real deal, and I think they win this game pretty easily.
I'll see.
I don't think we're going to budge either way. I'll let you take this one, but
thank you.
I think it's the Niners.
Thank you. We can see next week what happens. Come back with us to watch week 2 picks. We pick every single week here for the NFL slate this season on ESPN. So remember, make your account and get your picks in to pick along with us here at the webcast. And we move on to probably the game I'm like so uninterested, but kind of interested because I don't know what it's going to look like. Arizona, no DeAndre Hopkins, no Kyler Murray, no Cliff Kingsbury. They are in rebuild mode. They bring over the DC from Philadelphia as new head coach. We'll see how he can do there. Washington, Sam Howell getting that start now from the beginning of the year. Great in North Carolina. Can you lead that offense with your, with Gibson in the back and Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson as well as wide receiver? I think Washington will win this very comfortably because I see nothing coming from the Arizona Cardinals this year. I think they will be a absolute bottom of the league team just waiting to rebuild through the draft these next couple of years. Anything but a Washington win for you?
No, this is a great first game for the Commanders to try to get a little run going in the beginning of the season. Cardinals first game is what you want to do.
Yeah, totally agree with that one. This is my lock pick of the weekend. I see absolutely nothing but the Ravens defense eating CJ Stroud alive. Even as an Ohio State fan, I can't see anything but that. And the offense, Lamar Jackson got paid. J.K. Dobbins entering as healthy as he could have been this season. Adding Odell, we'll see how he is with his knee. But definitely one of the better offenses that Lamar Jackson has had around him. Hopefully they can all stay healthy at M&T Bank Stadium. I think nothing but a Ravens win.
Yeah, I feel bad for CJ Stroud. That's a hard first NFL game. It might be good for him in the long run. He'll learn some things, but yeah, I'd see the Ravens winning that pretty handily.
Yeah. Wow. 70% got the Bears to break the streak against the Packers. Justin Fields adding DJ Moore. Great pitch and catch in the preseason for whatever that was, 40, 60, 70-yard touchdown. Getting everybody hyped. Are you on that Justin Fields train?
I like Fields. I don't think the streak's broken this weekend. I think it's kind of gotten to the point where it's in their head. It's been 8 games in a row, 4 years. And Aaron Rodgers is still floating around the Bears' head, even though he's left Green Bay. And I think Packers win another one in Chicago. Yeah,
I'm super excited to see Jordan Love. Let's see how he goes. Starts the season now. 4 years in Green Bay learning. Can he just blossom like he has been doing in preseason? Can he just take the reins? They have a good identity with running the ball. I think that helps bleed the clock against Justin Fields' ability to run and everything like that. I think it's a slow-paced game, and I do agree. I think the Packers can get it done here and get the win in Chicago. Las Vegas bringing over Mr. Manager, Mr. Consistency, whatever you want to call him, to pair up with Davante Adams. Can they go into Denver? Russell Wilson gets his pair in Sean Payton. Who do you got in this one?
I'm going Raiders in this one. I think Jimmy G, I like to give him a hard time. He's been in the Super Bowl. He's a veteran quarterback at the end of the day, and I think he'll make he'll make the right plays, and I don't think he'll make a lot of big mistakes. I think Sean Payton and Russell Wilson couldn't be more different personality-wise. I think it's going to take them some time to really mesh with each other. I think by the end of this season, signing Sean Payton will look back as a good thing, but I don't see Russell Wilson and Sean getting along right away. They're just too different, and I think it's going to take some time for them to be on the same page, like play call wise. And I think the Raiders with Jimmy G will take this one.
Nice. Well, if you remember last year here on the webcast, we banned the Las Vegas Raiders. We banned them from ever being picked ever again on the webcast until something changed or something we saw that they had any ounce of competency. I mean, they were throwing games away for fun last year. It was absolutely incredible. And
Almost literally.
Yeah, exactly. Davante Adams throwing punches against cameramen and fans and anyone else. Jimmy G does come in. I think that will steady the ship. Getting Josh Jacobs under contract as well will help steady the ship. And I agree with you. I think the only way that they were ever going to come off of it for me was to kind of get more stability in there. And they do that with Jimmy G. But they're also playing the other team that we banned from ever winning, and that is the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson is just not the same as he was. I think it will help that Sean Payton is there, but him throwing more chaos in the preseason with his comments, I don't think settles the ship in the beginning of the season. I think they will build at the end of the year, get some marquee wins, but this one is just not going to be it, even though they're at home. I agree. The Raiders go into Denver and get the win there. The Eagles now travel to Jimmy G's old team, the New England Patriots. Old team. The New England Patriots. Any chance for them against the NFC champs, Eagles?
I think it'll be a close game. I'm edging Eagles. Hurts is too good, and I think they'll win that game. I don't know if the Eagles are going to make another Super Bowl run this year, but I think they win this one, start the season off.
Yeah, I see nothing but an Eagles win here. I just don't believe in Mac Jones that much. They get Juju Smith-Schuster in there, but I just don't think that's enough. I love Stevenson. They're going to run the game. They're going to run the ball. Every game is going to be their main focus, but I just don't think that offense will score enough points, especially against Jalen Hurts and those weapons. Devontae Smith coming back again. Speaking of wide receiver weapons, I don't think it gets better than this matchup on both sides of the ball. Quentin Johnson joining up with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams on the Chargers. Tua coming back healthy, hopefully can stay healthy throughout the entire year to join another year under Waddle's belt, as well as Tyreek Hill. I'm super excited about this game. I think it's an offensive firepower of a match. Who do you got, though, in LA?
I'm going the home team. If this was in Miami, I'd pick Miami. But I'm going.
Well, it's in LA, so it's definitely a home team for Miami because no fans for the Chargers show up in LA. So you want to change your pick to the Dolphins?
Are you going Dolphins?
No, I'm not, because the Dolphins can never win outside of the state of Florida for some reason. 8 out of 11 games last year, they took the L. I don't see that changing. I like the Chargers.
I like the Chargers too here.
All right, let's go Chargers. I think it's gonna be a great game. I'm expecting fireworks and nothing less in that one. This one, however, Cooper Kupp hamstring issue. He might be on the IR by the time that this game kicks off. We'll see how that goes. Van Jefferson holding down the fort for the Rams with Cam Akers, hopefully trying to show some form that helped him play in that Super Bowl. They take on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Geno Smith. Let's see what we're gonna get with him, but. You like the Seahawks in this one at home?
When I thought Cooper was playing, I still had Seahawks, so I'm not going to change with the recent report of him going to IR. So
yeah, I don't like anything else but a Seahawks win in that one. Sunday night football under the lights in MetLife as the Cowboys' new amped up defense with Tony Pollard leading the backfield now. Can they go in to MetLife and get a win against the Giants?
I think they can. I think they do. What a great game for Sunday Night Football, though. For the first weekend, I'm excited to watch this one. I think Dak takes it, though.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean, last year the Thursday night matchup games were just absolutely terrible. Amazon got the worst deal in NFL history with those Thursday night matchups. Were absolutely terrible throughout the entire season. We already had an amazing start to this one with Detroit picking up the win in Arrowhead. Sunday Night Football follows suit with this great divisional matchup. I like the Cowboys as well, and then follows up with Monday night Aaron Rodgers at home in MetLife for the first time under the lights. He never disappoints under the lights, but will he be walking out with an L because they're playing the Bills?
This might be my hardest pick. I could be swayed either way. I'm really excited to see what Aaron Rodgers does on a different team. Everyone's going to be watching him. I'm not sure. I'm gonna lean towards your pick on this one. I honestly,
Yeah, this was super tough for me. I mean, I was hoping that Von Miller was going to play in this game. He will just add that extra presence on the defensive line for the Bills. It was really sad to see him get injured after a couple games last year. They're easing him back in. He's a healthy scratch for this one. And Aaron Rodgers, for me, I mean, they've had Hard Knocks there. They've had all of this media publicity. I think the Jets defense is obviously going to show up. They're going to do their thing. Can the offense click quick enough with Aaron Rodgers not having played that many games? Maybe a little bit of a distraction with Hard Knock being there. I love Garrett Wilson, obviously. Breece Hall coming off of the ACL injury. Can their offense get going? They lost every single game. They couldn't score 20 points last year, the Jets. If they can't score 20 points, it just doesn't matter for me. I think the Bills, even against a great Jets defense under the lights with the preseason that they've had, I think they still can. I think they're over that Stephon Diggs situation. Gabe Davis just seems to show up in big games as well. So I actually like the Bills. I'm going to lean 75% here, but I do think it'll be a closer game, but not from necessarily an offensive standpoint between these two teams. I think the Jets defense just does a great job. So, but I like the Bills. Oh, right. There it is. Bills and Jets on that one. So go ahead and get your picks in before week 1 concludes. Those are our picks. Pick along with us at ESPN, and we will see you next week where we do our EPL predictions now that the transfer window has closed. Who do we got winning the Premier League? Who do we got getting relegated? Where does Chelsea finish in the second half of the table? Because there's no way they're getting to the top 10. But we'll talk all about that next week in the prediction videos for the Premier League. Until then, get your picks in.